the way we release the patent keys. In a coming time, we release it, but not the old people and sick can do it. The youngsters don't do it. The housewife on their own single doesn't know how to do it. And there is so much more to the use of this system. So that's why the faster, the more people build it around the world and give it to each other and build it for each other, we charge a rate which allows us to distribute as much as possible to as many people as possible. You got to understand, in the coming weeks, you will be able to develop these technologies with yours and the rest in different organizations, chat rooms, space agencies, that we do not need to rely on generosity of governments, but the government needs our generosity of helping them to sustain their order. If you understand something very simple, I explained this before, and the people who work around Keshe Foundation more or less understand because they all know it. We pay the same fee to everyone around the world. People who work or are part of the Keshe Foundation, except a few exceptions because of the position, receive exactly the same payment, being in the United States, being in Canada, being in Belgium, being in Italy, in Africa, in China, in Philippines, anywhere we operate. I have put a standard rate that no one comes from poorest nation to richest nation because the pay will be better. I've killed that bird in the nest from the beginning. Now, the problem is not for the people from Africa to come to Europe to work for the foundation, is the Europeans and the others who live in the West to go and live because they all get the same fee. In Africa, you live richer. So if you want to live in Europe with the same wages and live a comfortable life, you're quite welcome. But if you want to live a very comfortable life, pack your bag and go and work with the Keshe Foundation as a third world because they get the same wages as you do. There is no difference. And this has been a cause of a lot of concern around the Western Keshe Foundation people. But in a way, we made it deliberate that talented people go to places where it's cheaper for them, but they have everything now, they don't need to move. So it allows the investment of the Keshe Foundation to be used in the third world nations much stronger by creating jobs and the rest. So what we tell you is what we do. We don't ask you to do it because we do it ourselves anyway. If you join the Keshe Foundation in different shape or form, Keshe Foundation Italy gets paid the same as Keshe Foundation Ghana, or in Nigeria, or in South America. In the West, you pay 2,000 euro for a big house luxury. In Africa, you pay $200. Where would you like to live? So you see, we brought the way of justice across our work, and this will be the way we work. We come to an agreement even with everybody who works around us. You'll find deviation, let us know. It doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect, correct. There'll be people who will abuse it. But on the other hand, in time, there is no need to abuse. This is a temporary situation. So those who are waiting to get hold of the Keshe Foundations and copy it as they promised, we have talked to the governments to make sure they get no chance of copying or no chance of developing. You got to realize governments realize what is going on, and in time you will see national registration. Means every person across the planet will be registered just to exist, not to pay taxes. This is a big change. This is a very, very big change. The way of to be correct is part of the ethos of the foundation. To be comfortable to exist is part of the ethos of the foundation. I've explained to you a lot of times, if you don't know, if you've been around the foundation, here in the teachings even, everybody is a rat race to be at work at 9 o'clock. In the foundation, we don't start till 10. You can do everything you need. You come here, it's a pleasure to be. So the structure is set on the comfort of humanity, not trying to be here to prove the views of humanity. So it's the way you got to structure. Whatever you structure through the financial or physical gain of the foundation. We opened the door for man to expand the knowledge. We didn't open the door for man to abuse another man furthermore. So it's for you to decide. Foundation is a guideline.